unlock the vault of trading secrets where only the most savvy traders dare to venture. Dive into a world where your trading skills can unlock unlimited potential, turning you from a novice to a market maestro. Welcome to Crypto Cracker Secrets to Trading, where we peel back the layers of the crypto market for you. Make sure to subscribe and follow us to get access to member-exclusive content and rewards. Your journey to mastering crypto trading starts right now. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Simon, I see your comment there. I appreciate it very much. I wanted to share a little bit in regards to what Jasmy has been doing here lately in the last few days, especially after this little dip that we had, and then just sort of touch base. There's actually some good things and some bad things I want to share in the video, right? But I always want to be transparent and try to bring out as much information that I can to help you guys decide on what you want to do. So again, none of this is financial advice. This is just me reading the trends, reading the markets, the sentiment, the charts, just to see where it's possibly going, and either it's going to go up or go down. And I think some of the highlights today, there's a few that I think is going to open your eyes to some things that you guys are going to enjoy. So first off, I'm gonna just touch base on this chart real quick, just to sort of show you what I see and what's happening. There's a lot of people out there saying, Jasmy ain't moving, it's taking its sweet precious time. Well, that's with all markets, right? After you've had a recent spike. So you've got to remember, when you're breaking down the charts based on the daily, the weekly, and the monthly, you always have a time period of consolidation and correction. So just remember that. Yes, you're going to have some ups. Yes, you're going to have some downs. But at the same time, it's just part of it. Okay. So, yeah, how's it going, Fondue? How's it going, Josh? So as you can see, is what you're looking at right now is we sort of touched back. It looks like back in December, we came down and touched 0.027. This is where Not of Work says he didn't like that, which, he was right. We actually came down and touched it and went down a little bit further and hit 0.02661. I actually had a buy order set at 0.0275 is what I had a buy order set at, which I set it right at the bottom of this candle, right? So typically what happens is these market makers will do a liquidity sweep. What that means is they'll come down and touch those lows, and they'll force it down to pick up to remove the short sellers, right? And those that put stop losses in, they literally liquidate them, right? And then all the buyers come in and they send it back up. So that's sort of what we just seen back a few days ago when the price dropped, and you can see that candle. So I put that little box here, and if you look, when we had the price increase back in June of last year and it went up, we had that price correction, right, that came down. But then when it came down, it hit like right here around 0.019 after it went up and touched 0.044. So there was a nice correction there. And then when it came down and hit this, everybody thought this was going to be right at the bottom. So buy orders were placed. And when it came down, it sort of went back up. But you can see how it made this little projection here and in the consolidation phase, right? So I sort of highlighted that with the boxes, and you can see how that works out. So that's sort of what we may expect here in the future, right? So we came down, we hit that. You can see the wick, all the bullishness of the buy orders and people buying, right? Pushing this candle up into where it came up, and then it touched 0.03468, which is about what the high was. And then it's just slowly being suppressed, being pushed back down a little bit on this candle. Now, I did mark some of these other lines here. These lines are important based on the weekly, the highs, the lows. So this one here, the 3320, that is based off the weekly close back last December on the 23rd. You can see this is where it's at. We're right above that now for the monthly. So we need to hold above that. So right now we need to hold above the 0.033 mark to continue the uptrend. If we break below that, then obviously we could probably go back down into the downtrend, which is what we seen back here, right? So that's what we could see play out here, okay? So anywhere in this box is a good entry point, okay, if we're building that new low. Obviously, if we break below 0.024, that's very bearish. So that's considering that we're going to be down in the downtrend now. So, but we don't want to break below 0.033, and we're approaching that now, right? We're approaching that weekly or that monthly, right, back in December. So we don't want to go below that. We want to stay above that. Okay. Now, if you're looking at the monthly, you can see you had the tweezer top right here. Okay, this was back in June, and this was back in May, right? So May we had that increase, right, and then you can see the big wick up here, and then it sort of pushed it down, sort of the same thing that we just seen here recently, right? It pushed it down. So that's called a tweezer top when you see that, and that's at 0.03365 that it says right here. So again, we don't want to break below that, right? So because if we break below that, then that's just bad. But it's very possible we still do with the correction that we're waiting to see here. And you can see it just pulled over these boxes, right? So the consolidation could be between 0.024 and 0.028. That's what we could see in the future. Okay, that's very possible, right? We could continue the uptrend because if you look at the 3-month, right? So the 3-month is still showing an uptrend, okay? But at the same time, what could happen here is we could have, this bot, we could come down and just touch this, right, on maybe the next month, but then the month after go in full send mode, right, for March, right? Very possible. So these are just possible scenarios that I'm showing you, okay? And then if you even break out and you look at right here, let's say if you look at the last 3 months, the last 3 months was 0.031, so we definitely don't want to go below that either, because then that's a bearish trend. So, and if you look at the 6-month, you can sort of break down. We're in an uptrend. Look at this off the 6 months. So every 6 months, we're moving up. We're continuing to move up. If you're looking at the long term, so those that look at the daily, right, or they look at the 4-hour and they're like, there ain't no price movement. Well, you got to zoom out. So and patience is key with a lot of that. So if you're not zooming out, looking at the whole thing, you're not going to see the whole picture of what's really happening. So you will have market corrections, you will have ups, and you will have downs. Okay. So now here's where I want to go into making another point here on what's happening. So last night I was actually on Etherscan. I seen where the Jasmy deployer wallet had actually updated their wallet holdings, and they had moved some of those coins out into Gate.io. All right, so we had seen this previously, and this is why we seen some of the price suppression, okay, that I talked about in a previous video. Okay, and there's a reason for that, and I want to show you this. You can actually look and see at how many coins the exchange is holding for a project, and this is what I sort of want to break down. So right now, Gate.io, if you're not familiar with Gate.io, Gate.io is holding 286 million Jasmycoin right now. That's how much market cap is being held on this exchange. Okay, so if you look at the Jasmy, the market cap, which is what I have it on right now, not price, I have it on market cap, you can see back in January of last year, right around 250 was the average of the amount of the coins that the holders were holding at any given time. That was the average before we moved up. And then we moved up, we had a nice spike from 250 to 880 market cap, and we consolidated for a good amount of time here. We had a little spike and we consolidated before we moved up again and hit the 0.06, or right at 6 cents, right before we consolidated again. So right now we're consolidating right around the 1.5 to 1.6 billion market cap. That's what all of the exchanges, all of the holders combined, that's where it's at right now, is right around 0.5 to 0.6 billion in market cap that's being held. Now, Gate.io, why this exchange? So Jasmy has been issuing out coins to this exchange now for a while. The developer wallet. You can see that in the developer wallet where they send these out. Okay, this is on Etherscan. You can see this. So the deployer wallet sent out 50 million coins to Gate.io. Now, why would they do that? They do that to sell it. Remember, they have to sell the coin to make profits. That's where you get some price suppression coming in based on the charts that I was showing. Okay, no different. They are still suppressing it. They are still selling and holding the price right where they want it to be. Okay? So you have to remember that they are controlling the price and allowing it to move up and down based on what they want. Okay? And that's just part of it. That's just part of it. Now, what's interesting here is if you watch this, this will update. You can keep your eyes on. Why am I showing you this? Because if they're watching, I'm calling them out for this. There's a reason for that. If they stop, the coin will go up, guys. We will be where we want in our prices. We will achieve what everyone's been calling. 9 cents, 10 cents, 32 cents. I don't see 32 cents coming. I'm sorry, I don't. Because the reason for that, you know how much market cap we would have to hit for us to be at 32 cents? If these wallets, if they stop suppressing the price, we will hit that. But they haven't. They haven't. They haven't. So, and I just showed you how many coins are being held on Gate.io. You can go look this up. If you go on CoinMarketCap, you can actually go to Gate.io, right? You can look up the charts and see, and go to Gate.io and click on it, and it will take you right to Gate.io. You can look at any exchange and see what the exchanges are holding as far as how many coins. You can do that with any project. All right, you can do that with any project if you go on here. So right here is the exchanges. You can actually check the exchanges and click on the exchange, and it will show you. You can go down through the list, and it will show you how much is being held. So this is more research that I do when I'm looking at coins and price movement and actions. Okay, it's not just about technical indicators, about doing TA. That's one part of the equation to this. Okay, there's multiple things that go on in trying to predict price. Okay, I'm not the best at doing technical indicator. I just know a very small amount, and I know what to look for based on a few indicators on when to get in and when to get out. Okay, now for everybody else, that might be all they use, but that is not just what I use. So, but if you go on Etherscan or CoinMarketCap and look up, you can actually look and see what these exchanges, how many coins they hold. So you can click on the gate, right? Here's the Gate.io. This is the exchange. And then you can see how many is being held. So like right here, Bitcoin, right? So they're holding, or I'm not sorry, they're holding right here, balance, 5,285 Bitcoin is how much this exchange is currently holding, right? So you can see that, and the current value is 551 million. So you can go down through here and look. So this is all I did was I went down here and looked to see how many coins was being held by this exchange. And you can scroll down. You can see all these. There's Jasmy right there. Look. So now they're holding 299, which they just acquired. This exchange just received. Look at this. It was at 286 million when I started this video. Now it's at 299. So there's more coins being issued out into this exchange. So again, this is just one factor into looking at and seeing what exactly is happening on these exchanges. So some of this can be interpreted as bullishness. Some of this can be interpreted as bearishness. But at the same time, this is where the Jasmy developer wallet, it's interacting mostly with this exchange, Gate.io. Look at all the Gate.io. It's been issuing all these coins out to Gate.io to be sold. I can't see any further than that. I can't see the exact wallet that is interacting with Gate.io. That is between Gate.io and the person that has the wallet. Okay? So unless they divulge that information, nobody will ever know who is holding what on the exchange. But we know that Jasmy interacts, the developer, the deployer wallet is interacting with Gate.io. That's where it's sending its coins. Back almost 3 years ago, I proved to you in some of my videos that the coin was being suppressed by the project, because when they would issue out the coins on the exchange, the price would immediately dump. I mean, within a minute. I called them out for that. So I'm calling them out again on this because they need to be protecting the investors and not suppressing it as much as they should be. Yes, they need profits, but at the same time, they're taking advantage of the loyal people that is bought into this project. Okay, so whether you like this news or not, I always do it for transparency and to keep the project accountable to what they should be doing. Okay, so now getting back to the charts. So I've showed you a little bit about the Jasmy deployer, the market cap moving up, where we're at. Where do we expect the price to go with Jasmy? What can we expect? In order for Jasmy to hit 6 cents, okay, it's not that difficult. It's a very easily attainable projection, okay? If you're looking at, let's go back here and we look at Jasmy. Let's go back to CoinMarketCap and show you the market cap and show you how easy this really is for it to hit 6 cents. All right, so 952 was back in October. This is about the average, right around 900 million. Okay, now we're averaging around 1.5 million. When we hit 6 cents, we were at 2.8. We are not far from there at all. Right now, we're in the consolidation phase. We need to have patience. Okay, we need to have patience as more retail investors are picking up and holding Jasmy. We're pulling the supply off the exchanges and holding it, okay? And by doing so, sometimes the project has to issue out, which is the deployer what they could be doing, issue out coins to the exchange for more to be purchased, okay? By doing so, the market cap is going to move up and create what's called a higher low. And that's what we've seen now for the past year, is this higher low being created. We're now in another higher low that's being created. Can we come down and touch 2.024? Yes, I just showed you in the charts that is very possible that we come back and touch this based on what's happened here in the past. Okay? And that's just proving, based on charting, what has happened. I'm not saying that is what's going to happen. Can we move up? Yes, we can. But we have to have patience before that, because it looks like there's more consolidation that is going to take place in the future. Okay? Now, is 10 cents achievable? Yes, it is. 10 cents is achievable. Okay? 32 cents, but just to prove to you 32 cents, in order for us to hit 32 cents, we are going to have to move up. According to CoinMarketCap, we're going to have to move up into the 15 billion market. We're going to have to hit 15 billion market cap. Okay? And that doesn't include selling. That doesn't include people that's selling, right? That just includes buy orders coming in, nobody liquidating, and it will hit 32 cents. We would be a top 10 contender on CoinMarketCap based on volume. Okay? Now, that's quite a feat. Can Jasmy move up to that point? It can. It's been trending up over time. But I don't see that happening. The possibility is very slim, 10%, for us to actually move up into a top 10 coin. That's just my opinion. Based off history, based off charting, based off what I've seen, the market sentiment, we've seen a lot of movement in the last year for Jasmy moving up. Okay, you have to take that into consideration when you're doing your trades. Is 6 cents a good target? Yes, it is a great target. There is a 60 to a 70% chance we hit 6 cents again. More than likely we will. 10 cents, it drops dramatically. There is a 30 to 40% chance that we hit 10 cents based on volume. Because the volume that I've seen in the past for Jasmy does not say that we're going to hit that. Because on market cap, I'm just showing the trend. If you go look at the trend with where it's been, right? The timeline for this, I don't see it happening within the next 6 months. I don't see 10 cents in the next 6 months. I do, however, see 6 cents in the next 3 months. That is a real possibility that that happens in the next 3 months, that we hit 6 cents. Okay? Now, 6 months, we may, very well may, hit 8 cents. Okay? In a year, 10 cents is possibly a good target. But again, this is the start of the bull market. Bitcoin, we still have to see what Bitcoin is going to do. We still have to see what's going to happen with Trump coming in office in the inauguration on the 10th. I think there's a lot of hype around that. I think there's too much hype around that right now, honestly, which is a little bit concerning. We may see a double top. Bitcoin is approaching a double top. I believe there's going to be a lot of price suppression. And what I mean by that, a lot of liquidations that's going to be shorted with Bitcoin. Hitting, what it did back in December. It hit 108. It's approaching that now. It's very close. I think that was the top, was 108. We may tap that, and that would be the double top, right? And if we do hit that, either we hit that over the weekend or we hit that the day of the inauguration or the night of the inauguration, and the next day it just corrects. So you got to understand is a lot of people will take the news and say, yes, Trump has said, right, that he's a crypto advocate. He's looking to regulate. The regulation part could be bad news. It could be good, but it could be bad, right? But they have not said that they are going to make Bitcoin a reserve. They have not said that. That is all speculative. And if they do that, they're going to be very careful at when they buy Bitcoin. They're not just going to immediately go out and buy it. They're going to be patient, right? Because they're going to have people that know how to read the market. They're going to put people in place that know when to accumulate Bitcoin. They're not just going to jump in at the very top. Sorry, they're not going to do it. Not going to do it. That would be stupid on them. So, but once Bitcoin, if it does move up and it breaks the all-time high and it rallies again, and if it goes above 108K, then we could very well see all of that transfer coming down into the altcoins. We've already started seeing the altcoins move up, which, like I said a week or two ago, the transitioning period has happened. I said a couple weeks ago that altcoin season is here. There were some indicators that I seen that it was happening, and I called that Bitcoin may hit the top. We'll see what all plays out here, and that could all be very well good news for Jasmy. So, and every other altcoin that you're invested in. So it's best to hold right now and be patient and just to see how everything plays out. I do believe that Jasmy is going to consolidate a little bit more on the charts as it's been doing. I mean, you can just see that with what's happened here. I'm still seeing a little bit of that price suppression, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. Now, those coins that are being issued out, that is going to make it a little bit more difficult as the circulating supply goes up. There's more coins, so that also means that the price won't move as much, which can be a good thing for long term. And that means the fluctuation, right, the volatility won't be as bad, right? That's always a good thing. And the project is nearing, right, all of the coins being issued out. They still hold 500 million coins, okay? So you've got to remember, as time progresses, they still have those that they're holding in the deployer wallet. That one is going to have to be issued out to be sold, right, to go into the circulating supply for people to buy, which will push the price down a little bit. But at the same time, it allow more people, retail investors, come in to pick up more coins, which also will allow us to create new higher lows, which we've been seeing for Jasmy here over the last year with these higher lows. So this is just what I'm observing and what I'm seeing. So again, I'm going to point out 0.033. That is the monthly. That's what we don't want to break below. If we do, again, it's going to probably come back down, find its consolidation phase in this purple box, which I marked between 0.024, 0.028. It could come back and retest that. It'll probably consolidate, though, around 0.031, which is what we have seen a little bit here, right, in the past week. That's where it was at. That is based off the weekly the weekly, right? That's what we're seeing. So, but we do want to break above the 0.035, and that's based on the 3-month chart. So, but that's all I got. That's all I got for you guys today. And I see a lot of you guys commenting here on the charts. Yeah, I mean, you can watch, yeah, how much Binance, yeah, on the exchange. So I haven't even looked at that. I haven't even looked at Binance to see how many coins Binance is in theory holding. That would be actually interesting to see how much Jasmycoin is held by Binance. Because again, and that don't really matter too much because the deployer wallet doesn't really interact with the Binance wallet as much. So it let's just see. We'll see how much. So right now, it looks like as far as Binance goes, Jasmy USDT. Let's take a look here. Scroll down, see if we can find Jasmy. Josh, see how much Jasmy is being held. There's probably an easier and quicker way to do this, but there it is. So right now they're holding $195 million is being held on. That's how many Jasmycoin is actually the balance is on that exchange. So there's actually quite a bit. 5.8 is what's issued out to Binance right now on that exchange. So like again, that does not mean that's how many, right? That's how many coins are being held in circulation, but that's how many has been issued out to Binance. So there's been a lot of buying on Binance as far as that goes. So and it looks like they're probably the biggest. They might be the biggest actually as far as how many coins is issued out on Binance. I'm curious to see what Coinbase. I'm curious to see what Coinbase has, what they're actually holding on the exchange. That's the depth. That's 24-hour volume. Yeah. Yeah, this one ain't. They actually have theirs laid out a little bit different. Well, that's not what I wanted to look at. They don't actually show. They actually don't show the market cap. Interesting enough. That's interesting. Yeah, they don't actually show the market. They just show the 2% minus and plus depth of where it's moving in the volume based off the 24 hours. So yeah, it don't actually show, which is interesting enough. The only ones that actually show is the ones I just clicked on, the USDT. This is USD for the Coinbase. So, but yeah, glad to have you back. Yeah, thanks, Jasmy Society. Yeah, I'm always trying to honest as part of just showing you guys what I see. You know, and none of this is never financial advice. I just see things from a different perspective. Um, yeah, Josh. You know, I mean, you're talking about the lockup of the coins, right? So, and you know, if you look at Etherscan and you look actually at the Jasmy project, right? You look at some of the holders. Some of these here could be lockups as far as the coin goes for Jasmy. So if you're looking at, let's sit back here and go back to what we can find. So here's the holders, right? So these are all the holders that's holding Jasmy. So some of these are the same amounts, like down here, right? So these might be institutional lockups, Josh, right here. I mean, these are all different wallets, right? We don't know what these amounts are, right? We can go into the wallet and sort of just look at and see what these are. So more than likely, it looks like these have been amounts issued out to Coinbase, right? So you can see the day the transaction took place, the transaction hash, who it went to. It's all these same wallets, the amounts that you see over here. So we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Like I said, once the coin gets issued out onto an exchange, we can't see. Nobody can see exactly who the holder is, what they're doing with those coins, right? The only thing that we know based on that I'm saying, this is just Coinbase too. You got to remember. So when I'm showing you this information here, based off the 1 minute chart of what's going on in the trade history, this is just the exchange Coinbase. I'm not looking at Binance. I'm not looking at BitIO. I'm not looking. I can't see BitIO, right? Because that exchange was actually a China exchange BitIO is owned by a Chinese guy. I actually follow him. The CEO, I follow him on X, okay, for BitIO. But when all of the restrictions came out around crypto for cryptocurrency, they expanded into other countries, right? And then they actually had to create BitIO so that they could allow crypto trading globally. So, which was interesting enough how they looked for Leopolds to get around all of that. But we don't know. We don't know, Josh, what these wallets are, what they're locked up for, what they're going to be used for. They're all the same amounts, which I find very interesting. Um, and again, we know that the market, as far as price, the price is suppressed a little bit. They want the price where they want it to go. These market makers are just looking to follow the technical indicators. They're looking at these charts. They're following these charts, and then they're trying to put the coin where they want it. And all I'm saying is, I hope they stop suppressing the price. If they stop suppressing this price, I mean, it would go up. But see, they're not going to allow that to happen, because then they allow people to take profits, and they're trying to prevent that. It's all business to them. It's all business to them to make money. And so what we're trying to do, right, is to benefit off what they see, what we are seeing, so that way we can also make a profit, right? So that's why all these technical analysis that Not of Works does, that he puts out, right? These videos that I make, right? That we try to bring transparency into the market, but reality as well, because it's very easy to get bought into your emotions based off these people that say the coin's going to $1, the coin's going to 32 cents. We have to be careful with that, right? Because remember, they're invested in the coin. They're holding the coin. If they weren't, they would not be saying this. They would not be saying this. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth of the fact. Do I hold Jasmy? Yes. Do I want Jasmy to move up? Yes. Okay. If Jasmy, it's not in my benefit to see Jasmy move down, but it is what it is. Okay. And that's why I do these videos, to bring transparency, to bring clarity, to try to show you, to remove emotion off this stuff. Okay. Because again, I don't want to see anybody burned. Okay. You've got to be careful at who you listen to on X, and you have to learn to do this stuff yourself. So hopefully my videos, what I've been showing you guys, has been beneficial. Okay, and I tell you right now, if you're invested in Jasmy, I suggest you take your sell orders and you set your sell orders as it moves up. You sell a percentage of your holdings, a small percentage of your holdings as it moves up, because worst case scenario, it moves up, you may miss the move. I'm telling you, if this moves up, there is going to be a drop, a hard drop. You don't want to miss it. You want to take profits in steps as it moves up, okay? So that when it hits the top, you've liquidated 30 to 40% of your holdings. You've retained that profit, right? So that way when it does tank, you haven't lost out on those profits. Every person should do this. Every person should do this. And then you should have a point that you set a stop loss, so that way if it does move down, right, you're not taking a large hit on your investment. Okay? And each person has to set that. They have to set those marks based on your own loss and your own gains. What you feel comfortable with losing, what you feel comfortable with gaining. That's very important, because if you're not utilizing that, you're going to miss out. For example, okay, let's take a look at this for a minute. I'm going to show you something, okay? So, when I was looking at Jasmy and I was watching the market, I seen when I made a video and I said I sold Jasmy. I did sell Jasmy, but I held on to a small bag. Why did I do that? Because as volume was coming down, I realized these market makers were going to force the coin down to pick up volume. They always do. Okay, so as volume decreases, there's always a drop before a move up. And that's what we watch for. So I took a gamble and liquidated most, right? Because I seen that volume wasn't picking up here. Okay. Even though we took a dip, it wasn't picking up. So what I did is I liquidated, I set a buy order on the chart. Okay. I set a buy order on the chart. Okay. And when I set that buy order, I was assuming based off previous trends here that it was going to come down. I looked at 0.028. I seen it touch that. I expected it to at least hit that, but then I expected them to come down a little further. So I set it at 0.0275, which is exactly what happened. It filled. And guess when this happened? In the middle of the night. I was not awake for this to happen. It happened in the middle of the night. This is where buy orders, you can really maximize your buy orders because the markets, when they open and close, are at different times throughout the day, right? So you may be sleeping. And I'll tell you this, right? This is a nugget right here for you guys to understand. Most of these big moves do not happen on the US time frame. All of the big, not all, majority of the moves that I have seen when things drop is when the US market is asleep between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. Go read the charts and tell me if I'm wrong. And I guarantee I will prove to you that I'm right. So that's why buy orders can be used for your benefit in these scenarios. Okay? It's a fact. So yeah, Josh, I mean I did not mean to do that. That was never my intention. My intention was to bring clarity and transparency to what I was seeing. And look what happened. I mean, it literally dipped. Now, you can have theories on that, right? You can have theories. I mean, can the market makers play off what I posted? They can, right? They can. They can play off that emotion, right? Because I shared that, and then the whole entire space just went diabolic, right? They can play off that, right? To push out the people that are shorting Jasmy, right? But at the same time, it can be utilized in those buy orders to pick up more, which is what happened. So, and that can help you to pad your wallet to pick up more coins for the future. So, yeah, I never had the intent to do that, but buy orders, sell orders can be your friend in the markets, and when you're not awake, it can do the work for you. The buy orders and sell orders can do the work for you when you're not awake. It can protect you when you're not awake, when these markets drop, right? So that's why using these indicators are just tools to help you help you make better buys, better sells, and to do it when you're not watching. Okay, so they watch this, but again, most of the moves that I've seen have usually came in the middle of the night. Uh, right around 4 a.m. And I think that's just because of the markets making moves and on the other side of the world, right? So, but yeah, but right now the entire market is green. I mean, I'm up big time on two of my coins over the last day, over the last 40-50% I've been up, and those I literally they just hit the lows, and I'm waiting for those big moves up, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. I really think if you haven't invested in coins that have been restricted, I suggest you get a wallet and start looking at coins that have been restricted. This is not financial advice, by the way, but this is just me playing the markets. Um, the U.S. Where when Gary Gensler was in, they restricted all of these exchanges outside the U.S. from allowing to purchase coins in the US or invest in coins outside the US. So, for example, a couple coins that I'm invested in were getting ready to get listed on Coinbase and they stopped it. Okay. And these coins with Trump coming in, I believe the regulations are going to be loosed, right? And these coins are now going to be listed on some of these exchanges and it's going to go parabolic. So just keep that in mind. I think that's a nugget of information we don't want to miss out on. But I do expect a correction to happen. Keep an eye on Bitcoin. This is just me saying that I think Bitcoin's going to hit a double top and then it's going to correct. I don't know how big that correction is going to be, but we're just watching it right now. And again, I think Jasmy is just going to consolidate for a little bit longer. Um, you know, possibly for a whole month of February, and I think we could see something move up in March, just based off what we've seen here in the past with this consult. I mean, this took a whole. This was through November. This was from February to November, so this was a long time span right here in consolidation as far as Jasmy before we seen this move up. So, I mean, it's possible that happens here, right? That we just create this new low. And a lot of people will lose faith in Jasmy, they'll lose hope in Jasmy, right? But you've got to zoom out and look at the big picture of what's happening with the coin, right? So, but yeah, and that's just my 2 cents of what's happening with the markets, with what I expect. There's some nuggets in this video that you can take out and utilize. If you utilize, you'll see a lot of success with it. So, but yeah, I hope this is I hope this has been an eye opener for you guys. And that's all I got for today. I appreciate you guys watching and taking the time. If you haven't, please subscribe to my YouTube. Oh, we have hit. There will be a giveaway. I hit over 100 subscribers. I said every 100 subscribers I'll do a giveaway. I did do one giveaway, which went for the Jasmy video I did that I created, that I gave away some Bitcoin. And look at I gave it away right before Bitcoin went up, so they're probably up right now on Bitcoin that I gave away. So I'm going to be doing another giveaway for anyone that's subscribed to my YouTube channel. So be on the lookout for that. Now that I hit that tier, every 100 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway. It'll probably be Bitcoin that I do a giveaway on. It's a small giveaway, but for every 1,000 subscribers, I will do a much bigger giveaway as I grow. So, and again, I appreciate you guys that's following me, that's watching, these videos. That's all I got for today. And again, just keep your eye out. We need to hold this 0.033. Again, I think we'll consolidate around 0.031. We'll just have to see how these next few weeks plays out. So, but definitely appreciate it, guys, for watching. That's all I got. You guys have a great day.